Good morning, brothers and sisters. Today, I want to ask you a very important question that will be reflecting on our sermon today. The question is, do you want to be free? Many of us struggles with things that hold us captive. Addiction, sin, fear, and temptation. Sometimes we try to fight these battles on our own. But no matter how hard we try, we feel powerless. And the truth is, without Jesus, we are helpless against the forces of darkness. But today, we will be going to look at a story from Matthew chapter 8, verse 28 to 34. A story that shows us the power of Jesus over evil, the helplessness of men, and the sad reality that some people reject the very one who can set them free. Let's study on the story. The story, I will just make it a summary. The story goes on after Jesus went on a journey to a place called Gardenes, in the country of Gardenes. He met these two demon-possessed men coming out of the tombs, and so fierce that no one could pass that way. And the story goes that they cried out and said, "What have you to do with us, Son of God? Have you come here to torment us before the time?" And now a herd of many pigs was feeding in some distance from them. And the demons begged him, saying, "If you cast us out, send us away into the herds of pigs." And then Jesus said to the demon-possessed, or the demons inside the men, "Go." So they went and come out to the pigs, and behold, the whole herd rushed into the steep bank, into the sea, and drowned in the waters. And the herdsman fled. After the herdsman saw his pigs fled and drowned in the waters, the herdsman go to the townspeople and he told them everything, especially what had happened to the two possessed men and in his herds, in his pig. And behold, in verse 34, it says that all the city come out to meet Jesus, and when they saw him, they begged him to become their country. So we have many points in this story, my brothers and sisters, and you can study it on your own. But we will be tackling about three main points of this story and its original language and what the writer really meant on this story or in his writing. The first point, my brothers and sisters, is when the demon possessed man. The Greek word for demon possessed is daimonizonomai. And don't really bother on the Greek word, just bother on what it really meant. If you just read it, demon possessed, like it's normal, someone is possessed by the demons. But if you study it in the Greek, the demon possessed really means that under the influence and torment of demons. These men were not just struggling, but they lost their lives, the control of their lives. The Greek word gives us the understanding that this demon-possessed men were struggling. They want to control their lives, but the demon was constantly controlling their lives. lives. They were tormented. They were in pain. That's why they go to the tombs, because they cannot do it, because they were helpless in the forces of evil. Now, they live among the tombs, isolated from society. They had no power to free themselves. This is very important, my friends, because I have seen a lot of demon possessed, but these two people were possessed and they cannot help themselves. This leads us that if you are in a demon possession spiritually, you cannot break free on your own. You are struggling with a habit that you cannot break. You are trapped in addiction, loss, anger, and depression. Like this man, we are powerless against the enemy, but Jesus arrives. You know, after that point, go on to the second point. That the demons inside shouted, What do you want to do with us, O Son of God? You know what this implies in the original language? This implies that Jesus had the authority over the demons. Why? Because they claim that he was the Son of God. They want to know, or they are reminded that Jesus is not just an ordinary man, but he's the Son of God. Acknowledging his power, we can know that this means they said, have you come to torture us before the appointed time? You know, this is very important because the demons inside these two possessed men knew that they will be an end to them. They knew that this man who stands in front of them can kill them instantly if he wants to, can torture them instantly if he wants to. That's why they fear Jesus. They know that Jesus has authority over them. And you know, in verse 31, even the demons beg. Why I knew that they beg? Because if you drive us out, send us into the herds of pigs. You know, the Greek word for allow or permit means that the demon cannot act or do something if Jesus won't allow them to do. If Jesus won't permit to tempt you, if Jesus won't permit to kill you, then demons cannot do something if the God, Jesus that we serve, would not permit it. We can understand it in the story. Because they begged Jesus, Lord, we will go out to this two possessed man. This man, we will just go to the herds and pigs. Please give us, allow us to possess the herd, to the pigs. And Jesus allowed them. This is a great reminder, brothers and sisters, that Jesus had the authority to control the demons. And Jesus can help you with your struggles. And the last point that I want to share with you, my brothers and sisters, after Jesus cast out the demons into the herds of pigs, the entire herds rushed down the street. And the herdsman, the owner of the pigs, were going to tell to them if what had happened to the pigs. And you know, there are two scenarios that happen the same, because the two possessed men, or the demons inside the possessed man, begged. And in the last verse, also the townspeople begged. But they have different implications for their begging with Jesus. The two possessed men begged to go to the herds of pigs, begged to be healed. But the townspeople begged Jesus to live. You know, it says that it was used earlier, pleaded, because it was used for the demons to beg Jesus. But at the same time, it wasn't the demons begging, it was the people. They begged not for mercy, but they begged that Jesus will live. Jesus will go away. They don't want Jesus in their lives. Church, how often do we do the same thing? How often do we reject Jesus because He disrupts our lives? Some people don't want to follow Jesus because they fear losing their comfort. They fear losing their lifestyle. They fear sin. But the reality is, Jesus is not taking something away. He is setting you free. The last lesson gives us a great understanding that freedom comes only in Jesus Christ. Now, in summarizing all of this, first, we are helpless against the authority of the demons. Next, Jesus has the authority over the demons that were possessing you today. And lastly, never reject the ones that give you freedom. Now, my calling for you today is, we knew that Jesus had the power to rule this earth. We know that Jesus can help you with your struggles. And you know that Jesus is the only one that can help you in your current situation. Now, I advise the congregation that if you want today, Jesus will rule your life. If you want today to be free from something that holds you captives, I want you to stand and present yourself to Jesus. That, Lord, I needed help. Lord, I needed you to have authority over the demons that hold me captives. You know, dear Lord, I have been struggling to this cycle, sin again and again. I want you to stand before the crowd and present yourself that I want Jesus to have authority over my life, and I want to be free from the sin, the lust, the temptations, the addictions that I'm currently struggling today. If you are that person, please stand. God bless you. Thank you for your standing. Before I will end this with a prayer. I pray, dear Father, that you will bless all those who stand. You know them personally. You know them individually. I pray that your authority, your power will rule over the demons that hold us captive today. Thank you for answering my prayers.